Hi, this is your training video, and this is the only video that you will need really to do the basic use of the software. We have many videos, and you should be aware of this special button here at the top left that says hands-on training, the hot button. When you click on it, in every different area, you may have or not, in this particular case you have them, but you may have or not some videos related to that area. So this is important, and we keep adding videos and putting them here. So you should check before asking for support or anything, or if you want to know about other features of the software, you should click the hands-on training system. So there are two main screens in the software that you should be aware of, and it's not this one, which is the dashboard. This is the first one that you enter, and here we have the task manager, etc. I'm not even gonna talk about that right now. We have videos for that. I'm gonna talk about the contact screen. So here we have the contact screen. Probably when you enter the first time, it's gonna be either empty or it's gonna have a couple of contacts that we added for testing. So in any event, always know that we have here the show all button. This button is important. I'm gonna click it now to display some tests that we had here in this software. Now, before I talk about how to enter clients and how to import the disputes, I want to explain a little bit. I want to highlight the different areas of this important screen, the contact screen that we have right here. At the left, we have these few icons, and if you hover your mouse, you're gonna see what they are for. For example, this one is to delete the contact. This one is to have more information. This is to edit, and if you click with Shift, you can do a quick edit, or if you click without Shift, you can do a complete edit. We're gonna see that in a second. Here is to us to add a task, for example. And here is to have certain functionality like posting, viewing, or emailing the client portal to the client. And some of the features that you will know from other videos. This one is very important. This gavel, the red gavel, is to go to the dispute center. Extremely important, because that is the second area, the second screen that you're gonna spend your time with. So basically, you're gonna spend your time between this screen, the contact screen, and the dispute center screen. This one is to send SMS text messages to, if we are integrated with Twilio, to your clients' mobiles. This one is to charge with digital check. This one is to send messages to Facebook and interact with social media, to charge clients with Pabbly, charge clients with Chargebee, etc. This column also important, but it's a generic column. You're gonna use it for whatever you want. You wanna select 2 or 3 contacts for whatever reason, no reason at all. You select, for example, these 3, and then you click here, and this one will allow you to select or omit those clients from the list. So this is important, since you have a lot of functionality, sending emails, etc., to a group of clients. I'm not going to talk about that functionality now. I'm going to concentrate on the extraction of contacts and disputes, but still I want you to know what all these columns mean. This one is the affiliate column. When you see a green dot, that means that this is an affiliate and can be selected using the blue arrow here. Here is the type. You see in the tooltip, A for affiliate, C for active client, L for lead, etc. Okay, so you can change this for lead, and then you could select all these leads, for example, the ones marked with an L, by clicking the blue arrow again. Here we have the first name. Right now we have it sorted by first name, ascending in this case, and but we can sort by anything here. Okay, then we have the status one. We have pre-added certain selections for the status, but you can add more or delete or modify here in the status list. Same thing with the status number 2. This group column is like a status, but you type on it, so it can be completely open. This one can be open, but it's pre-selectable. But this one you can type whatever you want, and it's possible to do a search for multiple things. So, for example, a client which is a mortgage broker and also a realtor, you can put mortgage broker and then realtor, the word realtor, and then you can do a search for realtor or mortgage broker, for example, in this group. With these blue arrows that you see everywhere, you can select, omit. In other words, you can manipulate the data in a way that is totally impossible in any other software in the industry. So be aware of that. This is so important, that you can manipulate the data, that you can create groups, that you can select things, that you can visualize the data any way you want. Here is the follow-up date, so you know when you have to follow up. This will be entered automatically. Later on we'll see that. And here is a special column. You can read the tooltip and know it. Not important at this moment. Here is the mobile column. You can dial if you have Skype, or if you have some other SIP dialers. You can dial with that. And here is the email of the contact, and you can send a template, or you can email a template, or you can email a regular email. Here is the affiliate. So here you have an affiliate, the affiliate of this contact. You have it in plain view, same thing. You can send a template, or you can send a regular email. And most importantly, with the blue arrow, with the blue arrow, you can select, for example, all the contacts that have this affiliate. Then here we have a couple of columns related to commissions, that is where you can produce a report. Not important right now. So this is a very important screen, and I ask you, and I recommend that you hover your mouse and basically see all the functionality of this screen. So you're gonna spend a lot of time on this screen. Instead of jumping around like in other software, you're gonna spend time this one on this screen and on the dispute center screen. The red gobble here, the red gobble is the one that lets you go to the dispute center with one click. So essentially, you're gonna go back and forth between these two screens and do your business with this. Okay, so now I'm gonna explain how to add a contact and then how to extract the disputes. So we have two ways here. One is to this one, the 1, 2, 3. Basically, if you have a contact maybe on the phone, you wanna do it, kind of in an expedited way, you can do the 1, 2, 3, entering the data of the client here, and then entering the login information, and then extracting the disputes right here. So it looks the easiest way, and it is actually, but normally you're gonna do it by clicking add contact. So I know even this is kind of a self-explanatory, because you click on it and you're gonna have obviously a pop-up screen that's gonna request information similar to the one that we're gonna see in a second, and then here you're gonna enter the login, and here you're gonna enter the disputes. Remember also the hands-on training, you're gonna have videos here, right, that relate to this particular screen. Okay, all right, so now I'm gonna click add contact, add new contact. If the contact, you already have it and you want to modify anything, well, you click the edit icon, but I'm gonna add contact. So I click on it and gonna put Mario, and I'm gonna put Smith here, and I have some preset data here. If this particular client is also an affiliate, you will check it here. Okay, so if it's an affiliate here, if this client comes from an affiliate, you will select the affiliate here. Okay, and so obviously, if in order for to be in this list, a contact has to be marked previously on this box. So I'm not gonna put this one as an affiliate. It's not necessarily now, but it's important that you know. The status you can put, if it's an active client, you will select active client right away. If it was referred by someone, in addition to selecting the affiliate, it might be selected by a family member maybe, so you're gonna type the family member. And maybe you can put here if it's related to particular activity of yours, like networking in party, whatever. And so these are things that you're not gonna use except read about them, but this one, yes, you can use that. Social Security, you enter the Social Security, the date of birth, and right now you don't put anything here. The follow-up that will be set up automatically unless you already know when you want to do it. This one is important. We don't need to spend some time now, or any time now, but this one, whatever is checked is not going to be requested. So in other words, if I mark the agreement, maybe you don't want to post an agreement in the portal for the client. So if you mark an agreement, then the client is not going to receive the agreement in the portal. So everything that is unchecked is going to be received in the agreement in the portal. So you're gonna see that later on now. So some people, for example, don't want to request bank information or credit card information. So that would be a way how to do it. And also, if you have already, for example, the credit report login, you can already omit this part of requesting the credit report log. We're going to assume that we already have the credit report login, otherwise we wouldn't be able to do this test. So that's that, and this is the group, which is, remember, it's like a third, if you will, status, but it's an open status where you can put mortgage broker, realtor, maybe came from Facebook, maybe came from Instagram, maybe came from Twitter. So whatever it is, you are going to put here so it can be selectable, it can be searchable later on. Okay, so all right, so once we have all that, you might want to put some notes also. So you will click here, show notes and documents. Right now it's not showing because the client still is not saved. So once we saved it, it's going to be showing. So we're going to save it here, save, you see, and all the things show, including the notes here if you want to add a new note, which can include an attachment, etc. Or these are the documents that automatically will come here from the portal, etc. Okay, so because we marked this is saying that we have it, we don't have it indeed, but it's marked as we have it because is checked there. Okay, so now so we can put here the credit report login, so we are compatible with one click with all these credit report providers: IdentityQ, ProCredit, Privacy Guard, Smart Credit, My Free Credit Score Now, and Identity Club. Okay, so let's say that this is the login information. So in this particular example, we are assuming that we are requesting that we know that the information, the credit login details. If we didn't know, okay, in that case we will request the credit report login in the portal, and we would send the email to the client of the portal, and then the client will enter all the data. So that is perfectly possible. Okay, I can show you a little bit of that in just a second. Okay, but I don't want to deviate from the main reason for this training, which is how to add clients and how to extract disputes, but I can show you in a second. So in this particular case, again, I'm gonna uncheck this, and the reason is going to be that I want you to see in the portal, when I post the portal, how this is requested. So I'm going to even request this one, which is a contradiction because we already entered the login information, so we shouldn't be requesting this information. But I want you to see in the portal how it's going to look. So I'm gonna save it again because I changed all that, and I'm gonna go to the contacts back. Okay, what did I do? Did I say? Yeah, okay. Yeah, apparently didn't click correctly before. Now we can see that we have Mario Smith here, right? Because remember, it's sorted by name, and but if it doesn't show up, it could be several reasons. One reason could be, for example, that we have more than 25 here, so we will need to go to a next page, depending on this particular case of the sorting order that we may have, or another reason that it didn't show. But if it didn't show for any reason, we can do either a search or a show all. But 99.9 of the time it will show. So it will be this one, active client here checked. We have the data that we entered, and everything is fine. Now remember that we already added the credit, the login information for the credit report. Now we need to go to the dispute center, the second important screen. Go to the dispute center. So we click there. Obviously it's empty because we haven't extracted the data. Okay, so it's empty. We have the same thing here, I mean the same boxes, so we can change our mind, so to speak, or do something different here. In other words, like maybe we don't want to request the 3 other documents. As we said before, we don't want to request the credit card info or bank account info. I'm gonna leave everything open just so it shows. So it shows and you can see it, but otherwise it can be prevented just by clicking on it. So now the next step will be extracting. To extract, well, depending what is the credit report that you used, the data is going to be here. Extract from IdentityIQ. We can verify that the data will be here. Okay, we don't need to open. I'm just showing you that. We don't need to open here. The only thing that we need is to click here. We could select the previous month. So for clients that are coming from other software to us, well, this would be a nice thing to do, to extract the previous month from IdentityIQ and then the current month. That way you will have a kind of a history. And so I'm gonna click here in this particular case, and the program is going to extract all derogatories. So now that we have that, let me show you again. This is the second important, the dispute center, second important screen. So you're gonna go literally back and forth to contacts, and from contacts to this screen practically most of the time. 90% of your time is going to be between these two screens, as opposed to jumping around like probably you're doing right now. So let me explain a little bit like I did with the other. So we have to edit this particular dispute, delete it, print this dispute, only this dispute in particular, not all of them or a selection, but only this one. This one is a little bit more advanced. to select the next letter, but it's going to be done automatically, so probably you're not going to use this that much. This one is important to duplicate this dispute. This is necessary many times, especially when you're going to do the collections. You're going to send the validation letters to the collection, to the creditors actually, for collections. So this is going to be actually very, very important. This is to view the template, to preview this dispute, to view how it looks, the template. And this one has some basic information here. Now here we have a checkbox similar to the one that we had in the previous in the context screen, that you can use either for whatever you want, or you can use it to select the disputes that you want to dispute and then click print marked disputes. So it's going to be extremely simple. You don't have to check this if you intend to print all the ones selected. So majority of you are going to use the all approach, majority of you, but not necessarily. You know, more sophisticated credit repair professionals would like to dispute certain things at a certain time, and this would be ideal to select, and the program will create the groups automatically, as it does when you select print selected disputes, and then you don't need to mark anything. Another thing that you should be aware of, first I'm going to talk a little bit about the columns, so you get familiar with the columns. So the type column that was extracted automatically, and so we know that this one is an inquiry. This round one, because it's A, the judgment, and this one is an inquiry, round A, and this one, all these are inquiries, and this one is a late payment, obviously a collection, a charge-off, a late payment, etc. And the reason is assigned automatically. You have the ability to click on it and select a different one, a different reason, or even edit the reason manually. So you can type whatever you want, okay, for this particular dispute, just by clicking this one, or you can select. So everything is, and you can also change the default. So if you don't like this reason as default, you can change that reason. It's not the scope of this video to teach you that, but it's done here in the selection lists. So we have other videos for that. This one is a very advanced functionality where you can cut and paste apart an image which is part of the credit report and put that into the template. So this is a very advanced option, but it's good that you know how to use it, but I'm not going to explain much more right now. This one is a template selected. The template has been selected automatically. So we are the only software that actually assigns letters, reasons, and types automatically. In addition to extracting everything, everything is assigned. And you can see you can even change all these throughout the column by clicking the change, again also in the type and also in the status. These are powerful and a little bit dangerous options, right? Because in the wrong hands you can change all the templates without with one click or two clicks. Same thing with the type. So just be careful, especially at the beginning. But it's a very powerful option. The creditor column, it will tell you which ones have addresses, which is important for the collections, especially if you wanna send the validation letters to the creditor, and the ones in red don't have addresses that you can find in the credit report, and then you can go here to the creditor and make those changes. Then here is always read the tooltip. It's very important. Get used to that. I even do it. I don't do credit repair with a company that does not compete with our clients, but still sometimes even I forget, because we have so many new features and I forget what they are for, the different symbols, etc. So I use the technique of reading, and basically with that you can know what is the icon, or in this case the checkbox for. This is to indicate that this is a creditor dispute, that would be like the dispute with the creditors from collections, and in particular then that the address of the creditor will be used in the envelopes as opposed to the address for the credit bureau. Here are the accounts. These ones are empty because obviously they are inquiries, right? We noticed that we had the blue arrows here to manipulate, and we're going to do that in a second, to manipulate this data, like selecting or omitting. And here also we have that, so we can select all the accounts with this number, for example. Here is the amount of the account, the date opened, which is important. This is extremely important, the credit bureau column. Credit bureau column tells you one per line. This is extremely important. This is the only software that does that. And that is so you have control on the future rounds, seconds and further rounds, so you know the history, what happened, what did you send, what are you going to send, because you're not gonna lose. First of all, it's going to be differentiated. You can potentially even send different templates or reasons for different bureaus if you discover that something is better for a particular a response is better for a particular bureau, but most importantly is to keep the history when you're doing second rounds and further rounds. Here again we have the blue arrow to select or omit by bureaus, right? The follow-up date is not showing yet because we haven't printed anything. Status, all of them are to do. You can omit, and we will do that in a second. You cannot omit, you can put them on hold, you can put even positive transactions, disputes that you can add here manually, add dispute. And I'm gonna even show you, I'm gonna show off a little bit how you can put a freeze, a very advanced technique, but you can put a freeze to several credit bureaus, essentially with a couple of clicks. And so here right now we have them to do, so you can manipulate these, and we're gonna do it in a second. Here is to duplicate. This one does exactly the same as this one, only that is far here, so we do it even for convenience. And the next letter, this and the next letter, again this will be automatic, but still you have it like this. Now we have this special, that this one will do it for all, and this one will be special too. So these two are special, and these two are for this particular dispute. This one will be to be paid when you delete it, and in case that you're using the technique of paper deletion, and then you can select them all, etc. And this is, well, obviously the name of the client, and if you click on it, all the disputes for this client will be selected. You can do the same by clicking all, show all here. Okay, so you can do the same, but this is another way. So this is a way to see it, and this is a way to show all or show all. Now, for example, we don't want to dispute the inquiries in the first round, because only the inquiries that have been declined are suitable and should be even considered for disputing or deletion. So we need to put these things on hold. We could omit them, simple as that, and you could do that if you don't want to take too much trouble. You could simply click the blue arrow. Well, I'm gonna do that as a matter of fact, and omit them. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, but it would be possible, instead of omitting them, it would be possible to selecting them and then change the status to on hold, for example, or maybe ignore, because here we have many statuses as opposed to other software. You have many statuses, and even you can add statuses to this list in the selection lists. Here. So in this case, I'm gonna click. So this is important, how to manipulate the data. So I'm gonna click omit. Again, you will be able to select them do the opposite and then mark them as ignore, for example, or on hold. So you can do kind of a nice tricks. So in this particular case, I am omitting. So now I have all, I omit them all, not one, I omit them all, right? Because I selected all the things, so I omit them all, and well, I'm ready to print, literally. So I can click print selected disputes. Remember that if I want them, some specific disputes to be printed, I will mark them and then click print marked. Otherwise, I'm gonna click print selected dispute. Okay, so I'm gonna click print selected disputes. Once I have this, there you see the yellow button showed up, and then I just only have to click on it to print, see, print, or save. So here you see you can save these letters, or you can print them to any printer you have. And here is the ones for Mario, for Equifax. Remember that this letter could contain some images too, right? Remember that I talked about that before. These one are for Experian, as we can see here. We talked about that. That is a very advanced option, but it's important that you know that it exists. Okay, so that's that. So I will be able to print it or download it to my hard drive or whatever I want to do for the future. Right now, I have all the status here. I changed to in progress. Follow-up date was set to this date, which is probably 30 days. I have it here in this tab. I have a way to change that. Oh, I have it in 45 days, but you can change it and put it in a different. If you don't want 45 days, I mean, you can do 30 days, whatever. So now, at this time, I'm going to post the portal, and then after that I'm gonna show off a little bit and show you how to do the freeze, even though that is in a matter for a different video, but I'm gonna show you how easy it would be to add freeze letters here. So to post the portal, basically, if you are going to post the agreement, which in this case we will, you need to select an agreement. We provide you with a sample agreement, but you must actually duplicate the agreement, make it your own, make the changes that you seem appropriate, and pretty much use your agreement. Don't use ours, because ours that don't have the terms and conditions that you want. You know how much are you going to charge, etc. But the concept is the same. Once you have it, you're going to be able to select your agreement, and that is in the templates manager. You can see another video somewhere else. So I'm going to click post client portal, and once it's posted, I'm going to see view. By the way, I can email the portal to the client. I'm doing it manually or semi-automatically because I don't want to send this thing personally. I don't like to send it automatically. There is a way to do it in the dashboard with the automatic emails, but I don't want to do it. The reason is simple. When you do it automatically, every time that you make a change to the portal, the client is going to receive an email. So basically, sometimes you make changes that you don't, for whatever reason, you are not happy with what you did, you're making changes, so you don't want to keep sending emails to your client. So when you are sure that everything is fine, you're going to email the client just by clicking here. Same thing if you're posting an affiliate portal. In this case, we don't have an affiliate here. And then you can view the affiliate portal, and you can even copy the URL. So I'm going to view the client portal. Clicking that, This will be white label to you, so this is going to be your data. Our portals don't have sensitive information. This is important because and they are not connected to the database of the program either. So not only they are extremely fast, that you can see here, I'm gonna go back in a second, but not only they are extremely fast, but also even if they are hacked, there is nothing to steal. So your potential liability is kind of a zero, as opposed to another software that pretty much all of them are connected to the programs, and then they have sensitive information, they hold documents, etc., etc. We never do that. We don't hold documents in our portals. We protect your data or your potential liability, and also the data of the client. So this one is your data, and this one will be a summary. Here will be the scores. Here we have the agreement. Again, depending if you have put payment information, it will be here, otherwise it won't. And the client can sign up the agreement. And also here we have the consumer credit file rights, the right to cancel, that they have to sign here to acknowledge, not to do the cancellation, because the cancellation will be here. This is just the acknowledgement that they received the right to cancel. That is what is important. And then they will submit the agreement, and your client. As you can see here, this is how it will be possible to request the credit report login information. In this case, reality, it wouldn't make sense because we already have it. Also here we have the link. If you are monetizing your the credit report, like for example with Identity IQ or Identity Club, you can have this. I forgot to say it before, but it was in the edit screen, so you can monetize, and even it's possible to have it as default. So in other words, every new client will have it automatically. Here is how your client adds the documents, and it will go automatically into the system. Okay. Now in the status tab, your client will have total view. Not only they can do searches, which is important, but also they will know the follow-up day, they will know the type. This is not known in the software. The credit or the account ID, the status. What is the status when you have sometimes you have several attempts to delete a dispute, and at least you can show effort. And so if you cannot delete it, you can show effort. And here you can ask the client to tell you, for example, do not dispute this one because because it's active, for example, and you may cause that the client loses their credit card if you disputed that inquiry. So you don't want to do that. So that is a good thing, and it protects you and protects the client, etc. So that is here in the attachment tabs. The client can send you the responses from credit bureaus if they don't have a monitoring service, even though with the monitoring service it's just one click. But this one still is doable. And here they can ask you a question that will go to the email system. Here then we have a small education database for your client. Here we have a form so your client can refer you their friends. I suggest that you ask for a referral every time that you delete something. We delete this, congratulations, will you refer as a friend? So if you have a Spanish clientele, they can put it in Spanish and understand everything, or they can put it in Polish and understand nothing. Okay, so being said that, if the client would have an affiliate, it will show up here. There are options also that only the affiliate will show up. So instead of your company, the affiliate will show up. This is important because some affiliates want to pretend that they are doing the credit repair. Okay, so you can have this type of affiliate that you cannot do in any other software, because the portal will contain only the information from the affiliate and not your company information, still you will receive the emails and everything. So basically you will do the work and you will communicate with the client on behalf of that affiliate, but the affiliate will have like a white label portal. Very important. Similarly, and even though I'm not gonna show it, just take my word for it, in the affiliate portal, not the client portal, which is this one, but in the affiliate portal, you can control if the affiliate portal is going to have live links or not. So in other words, in the referrals of that particular portal, the affiliate portal, you can decide if that affiliate is going to have live links so they can enter into the client portal or not. In that case, they will have the list of clients that they referred, clients or affiliates or leads or something, but they won't be able to click. That is important also to protect you from a potential liability, and you should do it, well, as appropriate. In some cases, it's appropriate to provide the clients to the affiliate live, maybe a mortgage broker. Yes, I mean they are bounded, legally, but not necessarily all the time. By the way, in the portals you can enter with a link or with the password in your website. So it's very easy. If you have it in the mobile, your clients have the portal, they can enter with one click. So now we have that, and I'm gonna show you the freeze. Again, this is almost a show off. Before that, let me point out that the next month, if the client has a monitoring service next month, let's pretend now that is the next month, you would need only to click here again to select and to import, and automatically the client will be imported, and the status will change to deleted as appropriate or no change, and it will create the new letters. So that's how you maintain the list, and will create the different letters. So it will create the second round, and you will see here the second round, etc., all automatically. If your client does not have a monitoring service, which they pay $1 for the trial, they don't have money, whatever is the case, in that case, still you can do it extremely fast. I just consider this for a second. I'm gonna mark this for this 5 just for this particular test, okay? And as I said, you can use this for any use, so I'm gonna use it to select, okay? I clicked here at the top, right? So I'm selecting these 5 out of the 41 that we have here. So we have here 41 total, 5 are showing. And let's say that this one was deleted, okay? Where is it? Deleted here, deleted. And this one was deleted, all right? These 3 were not deleted. So you have these answers because the client told you, either from the portal or from an email or whatever is the case, or maybe you did a consultation. Whatever is the case, doesn't matter. What is important is that now that you have this checked, deleted manually, because again, the client did not have a monitoring service in place, but it's very easy. You're only gonna click the process button here, this P, that's all. Automatically the program is going to create 3 new letters. You see, it changed the 3 in progress to no change. This process will be automatic if they had a monitoring service. By the way, you can use only the same type. For example, if you're using IdentityQ from the beginning, you cannot jump to ProCredit or Smart Credit or anyone. You need to keep using IdentityQ unless you want to start from scratch, meaning deleting everything, in which case, yes, you can use another one. So this one changed to no change, the ones in progress, and a new 3 were duplicated, were created to do, right? And we have a new letter here, right? And we have a new round B. So in this particular case, we will need only to click print selected disputes, that's it, to print these three. And they will be grouped accordingly, meaning that these two to-dos will be under one letter, Equifax, and this one will be under one bureau, TransUnion. So it will be actually two letters only. Fine, that will be just clicking. So the work that it takes half an hour or more in other software, it takes literally seconds in Credit Money Machine Cloud. All right, so now I'm gonna just show off for a second before we finish this to show you how you can add freeze letters. And I'm gonna do it just by clicking Add Dispute. As simple as that. So you can add disputes manually, and I'm gonna take the opportunity to talk about the freeze letter. So you see, I selected the type freeze. The program selected the freeze letter automatically, and then I can select what other bureaus, in this case Clarity Services or LexisNexis, SageStream, whatever you want as appropriate. You need to have a little bit of knowledge about this, but in that you may do it with all of them, right? Which I'm doing it for all of them, and then that's it, pretty much. Imagine doing this 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. These 8 letters. Imagine doing these 8 letters in other software. You grow older. But this one, the word created, they are not showing because we did this thing before, but doesn't matter. You're gonna click show all, and they will show. And as you can see, we have them here. 8 letters for these bureaus. So the address is already in the bureau. So that's they are kind of ready to send them. How would you send them? Well, you can select them right now if you want, because we already have these things in program and all, but still we have the inquiries to do, so we cannot click print selected because they are to do. So, but we can certainly select the ones for freeze, right? Pretty straightforward, and then click print. Alternatively, you could have marked the ones for freeze and click print mark disputes. That would be an alternate way to do it. Okay, so that's pretty much that. And I'm gonna come back to the context to show you just one more feature, and this will be the end of this video, so I can call it quick. Yeah, so anyway, so I'm gonna click go to content. Here we have another option too. You can select the current content, which it is useful, especially if you have thousands of clients and you're coming back to put some notes or whatever. It will be useful to do a current contact or selected contacts. So I'm gonna do selected contacts at this time. And what I'm gonna show you is that Mario here has the follow-up date. Remember that we put 45 days. And also I'm going to show you that we received the agreement. So here, if we edit, I'm clicking the edit button and we go to the documents here, I can see the agreement here. As well, I could have seen the driver's license, social utility, etc. if I had uploaded those. So here, obviously, this would be set up to you guys. Would be yours and not us. And here you have the IP, date, name, and client ID. And also here we have the right to contract, the right to cancel contract, and that's it. Same way you can print it, you can save it. As a matter of fact, it's already saved right now. You can save it in your hard drive if you want to. But so that's pretty much this particular a video explaining the basic functionality to our clients. Notice that you can also could add a client with the 1, 2, 3 process from here, but I don't want to kind of based the video on this one, because this one is kind of a little bit more advanced and way, but the actual way that you will do it most of the time. So thanks a lot, enjoy it, and send us your comments and spread the voice if you like it. Thank you.